Let's go. What is up, my Auburn fans? Welcome in and War Damn Eagle. First, please like and share this video and subscribe to this channel at Auburn at the Voice of College Football. Turn on that bell for notifications for all content for this show. I thank y'all for being here. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday night. Currently here in Mobile, Alabama, it is flooding outside. All right. So if I'm a little laggy, hang with me. I hate it, but it is absolutely flooding outside. And if we lose connection, I'll probably hop on tomorrow night and we'll finish this thing up. So just letting you guys know that the weather is rough here in Mobile, Alabama tonight. But I hope you're having a great Tuesday, and I hope you're enjoying all the time with your family. And I appreciate you being here on this Tuesday night. So we're going to start things off tonight with Hugh Freeze sitting down with Chris Lowe at ESPN interview, and basically what it consisted of was Chris Lowe wanted to know if now was the time for Auburn, and Hugh Freeze said, "I'm not naive." He said, "I'm not." He said, "I am fully aware that right now in year 3 is the time for the Auburn Tigers." Now, we remember a couple weeks ago, and I had some real my thoughts were all over the place with Hugh in that next round live interview, because I was kind of fired up because he kind of sounded off, and he wasn't trying to be too much, but he was trying to play it safe, and in my opinion he played it so safe that it just come off of something where I looked at it as a head coach, I don't want to hear you say that we just got to get to a bowl game or whatever. I want my head coach at Auburn University to resemble the way Pat Dye would carry himself. And I could never see Pat Dye saying something like that. I called my dad. I said, "Dad, would Pat Dye ever say that?" And he said, "No." That's all it took for me, y'all. Now, with this interview, I feel like Hugh corrected himself. He said, "Okay, what I said, that's not what I meant." And a lot of people took it out of context, but I'm going to fix it right here with this one with Chris Lowe at ESPN. And I think he did a great job. Now, I was really harsh on Hugh for the next round live one, but this one, I think he really sat down. He thought about his words, and he put them out there for Chris Lowe, for somebody not to be able to take it so negatively. And I was really impressed with what he said. And the first thing that kind of jumped out to me is he said, "I feel a lot better than I have about our talent, our size, our athleticism, and our depth." Okay. So Hugh Freeze is acknowledging that his roster is getting better. It's getting better. There's more 4 stars. There's a couple 5 stars on there. It is not what we've had in the past, and the depth is starting to trickle out into spots where we haven't had a whole lot, like the offensive line. You look at this year's offensive line, what you got through the transfer portal in Chaplin, and your returning guys anchored down by Connor Lew. You're feeling really good. Like, that is a pretty damn good SEC offensive line. Your receiving core, it is getting boasted about. People are saying that the receiving core is tops in the country. It is up there with Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, all those wide receiver U's that they argue about, right? So you're feeling really good about that. Your defense, we know what DJ Durkin did with the defense. Now, some people question the defensive line. They question you up front, but we know what guys like Malik Blockton stepped in and did last year. We know what a Keldrick Falk brings to the table. Auburn's got to get to the passer this year. They got to create more negative plays. We understand that. Got to get off the field on 3rd and long. We understand that. But you're feeling really good that this defense is going to hold people under 24, 28 points a game and give you a chance to win a college football game. Because I feel in college football, if you can score 28 points, you should win a lot of football games, man. You should win a lot of football games, because Auburn's defense is going to hold a lot of people under that mark. They are. They're going to hold a ton of people under that mark. And if you can get to that point, you're going to be in a lot of games and you're going to win a lot of games. And I think Hugh is starting to realize our talent is better. We're starting to stack recruiting classes. We're starting to bring a lot of guys in here that are blue chips. They're highly touted. They're wanted by other playoff schools. And that is what I like. That's the first thing I liked what Hugh Freeze had to say. Now, the second thing, but look, we still had chances to win some big games against some really good teams the past 2 years and didn't get it done. I own it regardless of what the talent was or wasn't. So he is basically owning all of those coaching blunders, calling the timeout a second before the 2-minute warning, the fire drill against Cal, running out there and putting Towns Magoo in a horrible situation, 55-plus yard kick, 60-yard kick, and he just gets nothing but dirt. And then all of those bad calls, man, all of those setbacks, Hugh is acknowledging that. He's taking blame for that. He says, hey, we have to be better because we were in big-time games last year. The Missouri game was probably the most heartbreaking game to me because I felt like we should have won that game easily. We dominated that football game, and we found a way to lose it because we didn't know how to win. And I don't think our coach was as confident in his players last year as he is going into this season. And we knew we were going to find ways to lose football games, man. And we did. But he's taking accountability here, and that means a lot because I felt in that Next Round Live interview, he wasn't trying to mess up. And it come off to some people as, oh boy, man, what is Hugh doing? And I voiced my opinion 1,000 times. I love Hugh. I'm a Hugh supporter to the fullest. But sometimes some of the things he says, they're kind of head scratching, and I'm like, why'd you pick that to say? You know? The third thing is he said, quote, I still believe we need one more signing class to get to where we need to be, but I don't sense any panic. All right. Some people might take that one the wrong way. All right, chat. Some people might take that one the wrong way, but I'm about to break it down for you and tell you why you shouldn't. Okay? I'm about to break it down for you and tell you why you shouldn't. Because what he means here is he says, I still believe we need one more signing class to get to where we need to be. And what that means is we need one more signing class to be in the college football playoffs. So he's telling you that this team's going to be pretty dang good. This 2025 team is going to be pretty dang good. College football playoff good? I don't know. Could it happen? Obviously. I mean, we've went from 3-9 to national championship game against Florida State. So, yes, it could happen. But does Hugh expect that? Probably not. But you this 2026 class, you go and sign some dudes in it. You carry the momentum from this season. You go out and win 8 or 9 games this season. You go out and play in a high-quality bowl game, not the Birmingham Bowl, and you sign a really, really good class. And these kids, they say, man, they really are turning Auburn around. Because Auburn right now is viewed to a lot of these kids as a basketball school. Because the age group that is coming up, they've only known Auburn to be good at basketball. So they know the history, and they watch the ESPN classics, and they watch, Go Crazy Cadillac and all that, but they don't remember seeing it visually, right? They see Auburn going to the Final Four. They see Auburn playing in baseball regionals. They don't see Auburn playing in New Year's Six bowls and college football playoffs because the college football playoffs hasn't ever happened for Auburn. So I think Hugh right here is saying we're going to be good. I think we're going to compete. But I just think we need one more class to get to that college football playoff and be really, really good and go try to win a national championship. So that was the one for me where I was like, okay, Hugh, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. I like what you're saying here. Because if you go out this year and you get that Oklahoma game back, the one that you should have had last year, You go out and you get that Vanderbilt game back, the one that you should have had last year. You go to Fayetteville and kick their tail. That's one you should have had last year. Bang, right there, we're looking at a completely different season. Completely different for the Auburn Tigers. Not to mention the Missouri game that you let slip through last year that you should have had. Completely different season, man. Cal? We lost to Cal last year. Go kick Baylor's tail. And we'll talk about that in just a second. We'll round the show out with that. But he said, I'm not naive. Hugh said, I'm not naive. I know what's going on. This fan base is hungry, y'all. I know it's hungry. They're tired of losing. I'm tired of losing. You're tired of losing. Everybody's tired of losing. And it's the way we lose, right? It's not just the fact that we lose. It's the way we lose. We play a half against Georgia and we look great. We look phenomenal. And then right there at the end of the first half, we find a way to give away the lead, and then we come out and get pummeled in the second half, right? It's the Cal game where we come out our first drive, we look dominant. You're like, man, we're about to blow Cal out of the water. And then we struggle for the next 3 quarters, and we lose at home to Cal. New Mexico State, bang, that happens. It's the way we lose. It's brutal. It's brutal. And he knows. He says, I'm not naive. I know the pressure that I'm under this year. It can't be 5-7. It can't be 6-6. Hell, I don't even think it can be 7-5. I don't. I do not think Hugh can win 7 games and keep his job. And I know all the people out there, they're sitting there saying, well, Auburn can't keep going with the coaches, man. They can't keep changing coaches. I get what you're saying. But with the resume that is currently been playing out, it's going to go that way, man, because he has lost to Cal, Vanderbilt, New Mexico State. He's got to win now, and he knows it. That's the reason I like what he said here. I'm not naive. I know what's at stake. And it's year 3. And if you remember the first year Hugh got the job, what did he tell us? What did Hugh Freeze tell us? He said, we're really bad. We're not good. There's a talent gap. But by year 3, I think we can be really good. So it's year 3. It's time to pep up. It's time to step up. It's time to start winning close games. And you saw the offense and the numbers. The offense picked up last year. It did. It got a lot better. There was a lot less confusion. No QB1, QB2, flip-flop, A or B. Fourth, 3rd and 1, you go in. Okay, 4th and 1, you go in. It was none of that. And the offense put up numbers, man. They did. There was just something about Auburn the past 10 years where they can't get in the end zone when they get in the red zone. So that's an issue that we got to figure out. I don't know if Deuce Knight comes in and he has a package down in there to find a way to get a 6 or what we do there, but we got to find a way. And then next, Hugh Freeze says, there are 2 ways I evaluate our football program right now. Do we still have the kids in the locker room? Are we evaluating and recruiting top 10 classes? So I can tell you this, that one right there. Do we still have the kids in the locker room? Yes, because you beat Texas A&M at home, you went to Tuscaloosa, and you battled. So those kids did not give up on Hugh Freeze. They did not give up on each other. The way you beat Texas A&M told me that they're still fighting. The way that they fell apart last year at the beginning of the season and they continued to scrap, fight, and claw, they didn't give up on each other. They're still locked in. They still believe what Hugh Freeze is preaching. I can tell you this, they still believe in what Hugh Freeze is preaching because you didn't lose nobody in the transfer portal. Let's be honest. Braden Joyner, Caleb Wooden, I'm okay with that. Both great players, don't get me wrong. I hope they succeed in their next step. But I think you're happy if that's all you lose. I'm great, man. I think Auburn's in a great spot. So they haven't given up on Hugh. You didn't see Cam Coleman transfer out. You didn't see Deuce Knight flip back to Notre Dame and say, hey, you know what, Auburn? No, you're not it. You're not it. I know they still believe in Hugh Freeze. Jackson Arnold said, hey, I'm going to leave Oklahoma and I'm going to go to Auburn because I believe in what Hugh Freeze is doing over there. Keldrick Faulk, locked in. All these guys, like Caleb Harris, locked in. All these guys, Jay Crawford, locked in. All these guys are there to stay, man, because they believe in the vision and what Hugh and this staff is preaching. DJ Durkin, Derek Nix, they believe in it. And if they didn't believe in it and they would have given up, you would have saw a mass exodus in the portal. You would have saw every one of these kids, man, say, hey, we are out of here because we just don't believe in what's happening right now. Malcolm Simmons reportedly flirted with it, but I think he felt like, hey, I might need a little change or something. I think I put up some numbers. Hey, and just in this NIL area, you got to do what you got to do. So, and then Hugh said, are we evaluating and recruiting top 10 classes? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. You were getting classes with the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Ohio States, the Michigans, Penn States, all those teams that are in the top 12, the college football playoff. You were there with those programs. So I saw a lot of people on Twitter the other day. They said, well, John Cohen's your athletic director. He's not going to fire Hugh because him and Hugh are best friends. Look, it's cool. It's cool. They're best friends. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. But John Cohen has a job to do because John Cohen, he might be Hugh Freeze's boss, but guess what? John Cohen has a boss. All right? And John Cohen's boss is Auburn University. And if John Cohen doesn't do his job, his tail gets fired. So, all the people thinking that, oh, well, Cohen's just going to keep Freeze. No, Cohen was a highly touted college baseball coach, y'all. He knows what it takes to recruit and win. He did it at Mississippi State, and he did a hell of a job with that baseball program. In my opinion, he is the reason they finally had a national championship come to that school, is because he took it. You had guys like Ron Polk and then John Cohen, and they just built that thing into a monstrous powerhouse. So he knows what it takes to take something and build it even further, because we know Auburn can be. We know what they can be. And John Cohen knows how to take that and elevate it. So even though they're friends, don't give me that crap about, well, he's not going to fire Hugh. No, if Auburn starts losing, he's going to look at Hugh and say, hey, brother, we can still go fishing on the weekends, but Auburn needs a new head football coach. And that's how it's going to go, because John Cohen also has a boss. So I'm tired of hearing that. I just, that to me, that is weak. And to be honest, it's probably a lot of Mississippi State fans on burners or something like that. And I get it, right? I get it. They're mad because John left in the middle of the night, and I get it. Blake, you know you're talking interesting stuff when I had to put you on pause to do quick work. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. Let's see here. I'm amazed at all that stayed when Charles Kelly left. Hey, great point, Auburn Dad. Great point. Yes, that was a huge, huge loss. And guess what? They still stayed. They still stayed because of DJ Durkin and the staff and what they're preaching. Blake, third and long, definitely. Rushing 3. You know how I feel about that, Brett. QB turnovers, yes, and Jackson Arnold has some red flags there, and I hope he cleans it up. Wide receivers, wrong routes, dropping passes. Punter forgetting how to punt, that was a problem last year, and I felt like going into the season that wouldn't be a problem, and it ended up being. And field goal kicking, I went into the season feeling like it wouldn't be a problem, and it ended up being. Thomas, I see your super chat. And I'm about to pull that up right here. I had to scroll back up, man. Running back fumbles. I feel like we corrected that towards the end of the year. I really do. I felt like it got better. Coaching blunders. Oh, it's got to get better. We just talked about that. Got to get better. You know how I feel about rushing 3 too, Brett. I am not a fan. You don't see the NFL do it a whole lot. And I don't think the Auburn Tigers should do it, because now I feel like we have the talent on this team to pin our ears back and get after the quarterback. Guys like Jared Smith, incoming freshman, watched him play at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, an absolute freak of nature. I feel like we got the talent, man. So I think if all of those things can come together and we just have a minimum, just a little uptick, just be slightly better in all those things, we're going to win a lot of games. Oh, yeah. Thomas Manfield with the $5 super chat. We appreciate you, Thomas. War effing Eagle. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. It gets me pumped up. It gets me fired up. I sent y'all that video in the game day group chat of me and at the Oregon game in 2019. I can tell you, I sat in that Oregon section, and the first three quarters were brutal. They were brutal, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I felt like, man, I was like, hey, if we lose this game, it is just pure misery. And we ended up winning, and I was absolutely pumped. And I was giving it to them, man. I was letting them have it. Miss Devin got a meeting in 10 minutes, but I wanted to hop on and say, hey, that is Auburn love. To know that you have something planned and you still find a way just to get in here and get motion with the chat, get on the channel, all that stuff, man. That is what Auburn people do, man. We're looking out for each other. We love each other. But look, second topic we're going to talk about tonight. I love the Hugh stuff. I love that interview. Y'all know how I felt about the first one. I feel like he corrected himself in this one with Chris Lowe. I do. I feel like he made leaps and bounds, better conversation. I feel like he didn't try to make a mistake. And so it just come out natural. And he just told the truth. I felt like this one was much better. And I'm confident going into the 2025 season. And I really, really liked what Hugh said. And y'all know I've been critical of what he's had to say in press conferences and podcasts and all that stuff. Sometimes it's a head scratcher for me. But in topic 2, we are going to talk about the Baylor game. They're doing a blackout. They seem hyped about it. Look, Friday night, 7:00. It's the blackout on the Brazo or whatever. I know their stadium sits on the water, and that's cool, and it's pretty cool atmosphere. Whatever. It's not Jordan Hare Stadium, all right, and it's not SEC atmospheres. It's not. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be a nice little setting for Auburn, but do I think it's going to be some just ruckus atmosphere where Auburn's never seen before and they go in and they're shell-shocked? No. But I can tell you why they're doing this whole blackout thing is because they moved it to a Friday night, dog. And they're trying to get people there because guess what? This is the first week of the season, and I love that it's on a Friday night because guess what is also on a Friday night? High school Texas football, y'all. Yes. I love it. And guess what? I don't think it's going to be as ruckus of a crowd as what it would be on a Saturday night. I don't. Friday night, a lot of people are like, man, well, we were going to go, but it's on a Friday night now. We can't go now. That's great. That's great for Auburn. This is exactly what you wanted. Here we go. The Brazos River. I swam in that river as a kid. That's what's up. I knew it had to be something like that because I knew their stadium sat on the water, and Pat McAfee jumped in at that time on game day and all that. And I know it's a pretty cool setting. I've never been to Waco, though, and I want to go to the game. I was dead set to go to the game. Still might. But when they moved it up to Friday, I know a lot of people are there. It's a head scratcher right now, right? Because I heard people at Plainsman the other night, and I know people out in Texas. They're sitting there saying the same thing, man. Well, now that it's on a Friday night, we kind of got plans. People can't take off from work and make the trip like some can. That's how it is, man. Yeah, Texas loves their high school football. And I don't care where we fight Baylor, just damn fight. Thomas, that's great, man. That is great. I saw that one right there. I had to pull it up. Look, but I like the fact that they moved it to a Friday. And not only just because of the Baylor game, but I like this because you come back for game 2 and you play a night game against Ball State in Jordan-Hare. All right. So you play on a Friday night. You get the extra day coming back from Baylor. Then you play on a Saturday night in front of your home crowd, hopefully 1-0. And then next week, you play South Alabama at 11 a.m. All right. That's 3 games right there. Hopefully, you should be 3-0. I think Auburn will be 3-0 at that point. I don't want to give out any schedule predictions, but if you know me, I think Auburn should be 3-0. Now, you should be flowing on offense, and it should look nothing like last year. You should be flowing. Jackson Arnold should be in a groove going out to Oklahoma in his return. That's where you run into the stretch, and that is why I love playing that Friday night game at Baylor. You get that extra day. You come back, you play in front of your home crowd, back-to-back weeks. You should be 3-0. This team should be super confident. And then Jackson Arnold, the chip is on his shoulders. He is going back to Norman, Oklahoma, man. I think he should be rolling. He should be comfortable, and he should be ready to step foot back in there and shock a lot of people. And if Auburn, that little stretch right through there, if they can just control everything and get to that back half of the schedule, they should win a lot of games. And that's why, yeah, you move that game up to Friday night. I'm glad they did it. I don't know who was the head over that, but I think Hugh was like, yeah, I don't want no part of this game on a Saturday night, man. I really don't. And I know what Baylor's got a great quarterback. That's awesome. Kudos to them. I think Auburn wins this game at the line of scrimmage. I think they dominate offensively and defensively. I think we push Baylor around. Now, is Baylor going to put up a fight? Absolutely. If we limit the turnovers, I think Auburn wins. I do. I think Auburn is just way more talented than Baylor. I could be wrong, but that's just how I'm feeling. I think Auburn should win. I just don't see Baylor running up and down the field on our defense and putting up a lot of points. And that's their recipe. That is how they win football games. They want to just run and gun, score a lot of points. And I just don't see that happening on Auburn's defense. So I feel like we're better at the line of scrimmage, offensively, defensively. Might have a couple questions at linebacker. We'll see closer the season gets. I still don't think their linebackers are as good as ours. I might be wrong. I don't know. I just think we have more talent than they do. And I damn sure don't think their defensive backs are as good as ours. I think that might be the biggest gap on the whole field, right? So, I mean, I think the only real advantage they might have is quarterback. And, you need more than a quarterback to win. So, I like this game at Friday night. The blackout on the Brazos. I don't give a damn where you black out. Blacked out, cracked out, whatever. Auburn's coming to win by 50, man. So the Tigers are in great shape. I love what Hugh Freeze had to say. I'm going to hop over here. I'm going to hop over here and get in some of these chats. I'm kind of reading what y'all are saying. Here we go. Brett says, Thomas, we will win on the D-line. They got to show me on O-line. Who are you talking? Are you saying Baylor's got to show you, Brett? Or we got to show you? I need to they had damn well better. Auburn's offensive line, I think, is going to show you, brother. Sorry, Brett, when I think of Waco, it still stands out. AU, there we go. That's what I was waiting to hear. So, AU's O-line's got to show you, man. I think we're going to be okay. And I was going to do an episode on Xavier Chaplin and all the love that he is getting. And you have a guy, Connor Lew, that anchors down that middle, man. You got a Dylan Wade that returns that was really solid in that guard spot right there last year. And then Xavier Chaplin. And then you bring the Mason Murphy kid from USC, and they don't know if he's going to start at the other tackle. And you have Too Tall. They don't know what's going on there. There's a battle, and Jeremiah Wright, all this stuff, man. Like there's a lot of positivity coming out of the O-line room. And last year, I feel like just there was positivity, but then it turned real negative and sour. If y'all remember that, I know y'all do. You got to remember it. It turned really, really sour quick. They were like, yeah, we're going to be great on the offensive line. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like, I don't think we're going to be that good. And why? It all started with the Percy Lewis stuff. I think it should be. I think it should be much improved. I do. It started with the Percy Lewis stuff last year. He flopped. He flopped. And then you had to start, it was like musical chairs. You had to start rotating pieces. You were having to pull Dylan Wade out to tackle and all this stuff. It was just, you can't do that, man. You can't. You can't. That cannot happen in order for you to be successful. Weeks 1 through 13, 14, however many we play. So you can't, man. And I know injuries happen and all those things, but when you just flat out miss, and Percy Lewis, they said the weight issue, and then he was slow and all this stuff. It went downhill, and I'll be honest, like Lewis wobbled his way out of the rotation. That's a fact. Lou is the anchor, Wade is the hammer, Chaplin is the safety net. There you go. That's a great way to put it, Thomas. That is a great way to put it. Connor Lou, I was listening to Daryl the other day. I think he was on Locked On, and he was saying that he thinks Xavier Chaplin has a better year than Connor Lou. And I'm okay with that. If that happens, we're actually really damn good. All right. And now you're hearing scouts come out and say that Xavier Chaplin might be a first-round pick. So when was the last time Auburn was like that at left tackle? What, 10, 12 years ago? 13 years ago? We were like that at left tackle? I'm talking about like first-round pick, like actual dog good. And Brett, my thing is last year, I don't think Auburn's offensive line was terrible. A lot of the stuff last year, and I hate to do this, but a lot of the stuff last year sometimes was also on Peyton. A lot of the times Auburn's O-line looked really, really good, and it was just Peyton would hold the ball, hold the ball, hold the ball, hold the ball. And then sometimes, pass pro broke down. It wasn't great. I didn't think we were bad in run blocking. There was times where we got beat. There was times where defenses, they narrowed in what we were doing, and we got pushed around and got pushed off the ball. But I don't think it was terrible. It was enough to win a bunch of football games. So I think when you got these dogs coming back, I think we're going to be much improved. I think we're going to be okay. Shoot, yeah. Yeah, I mean, going back to 2004, man, like it's been a while since Auburn has had like dominating, not only just offensive line, you look at tackles, and it's just been a really, really long drought. And I get Malzahn and the recruiting stuff and all that. I think that was truly the downfall of his career at Auburn, was he just stopped recruiting offensive linemen. And he thought that you could take a defensive end and turn them into an offensive tackle. And that just isn't how it works in the Southeastern Conference. So that's the reason he is the offense coordinator of Florida State now. So, Brett, let's see what you got here. Percy. We're going to get that one off here. Drought of winning bad too. That's right, Auburn Dad. That is correct, man. That is correct. Miss Karen, I was just going to throw this one up here because I saw it, but I didn't touch on it. And I just talked about it. So I wanted to get you some screen time up here. And look, guys, that's going to round it out. We've been on here 35 plus, man. Tuesday night, Auburn Primetime Live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thomas with the super chat, appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for commenting, being in the live chat, man. Like the video, share the video out onto social media. Do what you can to subscribe to the channel. Send it to your friends. Get them to subscribe to the channel at Auburn, at the Voice of College Football, man. And we appreciate you. We thank you. And until next time, like I said, that baseball video is coming, baby. I'm trying to get something in the works. All right. War Damn Eagle. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.